So there are few points being mentioned in this purport and also in the sloka as well. Harmya Prasthi. Harmya Prasthi, Prabhupada translated is the roof of the palace. So Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that Viśvāvasu, one of the Gandharva, he was flying in an airplane, and Devahūti, Mother Devahūti, she was playing with wall. So few things Prabhupada is trying to make out. Even the skyscraper buildings were there that time. It's not something new invention from modern brain. So much so that one is flying in an airplane. So this means even the airplane was also there. That too is private airplane, charter plane on na. Today only some big people there. His own plane. And so much so that with a distinctly could able to see on a airplane to Devahūti. And also not only seen, he heard the twinkling of ankle bells. So-called modern historian that talks about nothing was there, Stone Age or some that and this all, they have no clear information. So even Vedic time, they also were very advanced, even materially. But their whatever material advancement they had, they were using for service to Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada is writing, even the wall playing also was there. Wall is not something discovered now. So that some sporting was a wall play. But aristocratic girls would not play in a public place. So what is the royalty means? Royal families. Actually, in the Vedic time, or I would say before British came, so royalty is assigned to the person or the family. Obviously they are materially opulent and also they follow the very cultured family. So that used to call the royal families, the very cultured in the Vedic time. So much so that the aristocratic girls, royal girls, were not seen in the public. Like we have read in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, when the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took birth, then who came to see? And a palanquin, wife of Advaita Acharya. And they were very, very decent in every actions, talk and living. This is called the royalty. But of late, when the British people they came, especially the East India Company and other thing, they introduced royalty means drinking wine, having few prostitute, and all sort of nonsense they have included. And we also started believing means the advancement means we should all eat meat, we have drink and all. So today's society also moving in that direction. So so-called today royalty lead to them more contamination on the whole society. And people said things that is a standard of living. And here we see the Viśvāvasu just saw the mother Devahūti playing in the wall on the roof of the palace and heard the twinkling ankle bell sound. He fell from an airplane. The word is being used here. What has happened is Sanskrit word is used. Sammoh bimūಢ cheta. Below, as he saw, his mind was bewildered. So that's the reason the society was organized such a manner that where sammoಢ cheta does not happen much. The whole purpose of civilization, how one can move on the spiritual path, devotional path, and come out from all foolish sense gratification. Now today, in general, if they more sense gratification, they are more happy, more royal, more advanced. But more sense gratifications, dehatma buddhi kulpe tridhatu ki gokhara. So that's the region Prabhupada says called animalistic civilization. They may be moving, but in the wrong direction. Whole Vedic culture was designed such a manner that one become gradually, slowly detached from sense gratification. All the rules and regulations are meant so that he can come out. The flash beauty in this material world. Prabhupada narrated the story of that. Liquid beauty. So actually is only binding of the jiva who do not want to serve Krishna. Yes, real beauty exists. It's not something. Now when Bhagavatam talks about seeing the rope as a snake, means real snake exists somewhere. So we are not like a Mayavadis, we deny the beauty. Yes, beauty exists. So the real beauty means your devotion towards Krishna. Not physical and other beauty. That's only some transformation of some kodpe dithaduke. So real beauty means your gravity in talk, your devotion to Krishna, and sticking to the orders of spiritual master. Janm eshas sutashivir idhaman maha. So that Kunti Maharani also mentioning in that, कि जन्म ऐशस सुताशिविर ईदमान मदापमान नेवाहर्त अभिधातुम वै ताम अकिंचिन गोचरा. Those are moving in that direction. They want to some Aishwarya, big nice material education, beauty, then called Tham Akinch Gocharam. So my Lord, your Lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. Then only we can approach Krishna with the sincere. Bhogeswar prashiktanam taya pratachitsam vyosatmaka buddhi ekaha kuru nandana. No, what is the last? Samadhona vidhyate. So same thing is being mentioned here. So your Lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. If we are still looking for material enjoyment, it can be gross, it can be subtle. It can be on glorification. Until you become completely exhausted. Till then he cannot actually really truly have a real desire to serve Krishna. So that's the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundrim, kavitam ava jagadis kame, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavatar bhaktir ahetuki. Tiradapi sunichena tarorapis, amane na mane dena, kirtani sadari. So real attachment to Krishna, real attachment to the holy name, real attachment to devotional service will not arise. Vimood chetha. Till then our mind is bewildered. They say, unless you develop higher taste, loyalty won't go. Or that higher taste can be developed only by association with Krishna. This is holy name. Like Vishwamitra is a great yogi, we know. He's not ordinary, very great Ashtanga yogi. Closing his eyes, meditating, just heard of twinkling of, like in this case also. And they are Gandharva, they are very, the Vishwamitra Gandharva is very highly weighted, much more higher consciousness supposed to be in the Gandharva compared to the earthly planet. Sobri Muni, just hearing some twinkling voice, his mind all unfolded, whatever we have been meditating for many millions of life. Sobri Muni just saw two faces is associating, his mind get bewildered. It was so much kind of austere kind of thing. He went inside the water so that his mind does not get disturbed by so-called material sense gratification. So much so, he bewildered, he comes out, he begged. We have read in the previous chapter. Now begging for the girls is putting him down for the marriage. He goes and back to the home. Mandhata, King Mandhata, he was ruling in the Mathura. Please give me your daughters, I wish to marry. But after some time he realizes what a great mistake he did. Then actually said he renounced and he goes back to Godhead. Along with all the 50 daughters of Mandhata, they goes back to Godhead. And sometime we may feel jealous of a person who is more better situated. Materially. Sometimes we think, oh, so nice, when I'll get this position or that thing, higher thing, glorification. So actually, because we became jealous to Krishna, the spiritual Prabhupada says we all Ekala Ishvara Krishna or Samritya. We want to take the position of Krishna. So that jealousy towards Krishna comes down here, the jealousy towards other jiva. And jealousy comes when we see someone is highly situated. Materially, spiritually, whichever way. So the whole Bhagavad talks about our main root cause of jealousy, which boils down to the so many, which comes from the karma and all other things. So if someone is more glorified, become jealous. And be trade in the path, we want to also come to that position so that my glorification can happen. So, in the Bhagavad Gita, third chapter, it talks about kama rupena kaunteya duspulena nalena cha. Why the kama means enjoyment. It's not only translated to sex. Sex is a one part of it, but is actually on enjoyment. So the very first thing kama does, Abirtam jnana etena, is covers up the whole knowledge. What we followed, what we heard of, the knowledge covered and become full. Vimudha cheta. So Abirtam jnanam etena jnanino nityaverina. And we think that sense gratification is my friend. But it says, Verina, Nitya Verina. How dangerous it is if you think someone is a friend, but is a greatest enemy for you. We say, oh, I got more sense gratification. I'm more enjoyed. So I am more. So how dangerous position it is. So even the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life, he depicted that he never wanted to see the king. Prataprudra. Even recommended by Nityananda Prabhu, Sarup Damodara, even Ramananda Rai. They were very, very close. They are recommended. No. He said, no. Niskincanasya bhakpata bhakjanonamukasya paramparor jigmasur bhavasagarsha sandarshanam. Sandarshanam is just to see. Besainam atyositamcha. Because we have been so much contaminated life after life. Just seeing Besainam atyositamcha. By seeing the person who involved in the sense gratification, Besaina Atyusitam, seeing the opposite gender. Ha hanta hanta bispakshnot appesadu. That is better to die, better than indulging in sense gratification. In that context, Besaina, he gives the example, Chaitanya Prabhu, caste nari. And by seeing the wooden form of a female can bewilder a person. just seeing, forget about the real form. So, but we can't run away. We are put into this, and so unless we get captivated by, Prabhupada says, two places Prabhupada says, one, captivated by the beauty of Radha Krishna. Further in this chapter only, Kapil Muni, he gives to the mother, unless we get captivated by the beauty of Krishna, Srimati Radharani, we will be forced to captive by the beauty of this false material world. And one place, it is sad that Prabhupada writes some of the purport, I don't recall which purport, where one can get rid of the karma by meditating on the transcendental beautiful toenails of Krishna. So they said, thus wise living entities, pure conscience becomes covered by the eternal enemy in the form of lust, which covers the, and which never satisfied. Falsely, one may think, okay, little coming, let's do, we may be happy, we will be satisfied, then we get it. But never happens. Dusrupena, it never give you satisfaction, as burns anala, like a fire burns. How big cheating is. You may think, by doing this, I will be happy, I will be satisfied. Neither give you satisfaction, as burns like a fire. Sansara dava nalalili loka. It is said in the Manu Samhita that lust cannot be satisfied by any amount of sense gratification. Just as a fire is never extinguished by constant supply of fuel. So there the regulation comes in a picture. If you are not regulated, then actually it will never happen. And it will become more and more. In the material world, the center of all activity is sex. And thus this material world is called Methunya Agara, the shackles of sex life. In the ordinary prison house, criminals are kept within the walls. Similarly, the criminals who are disobedient to the law of Lord are shackled by sex life. Advancement of material civilization on the basis of sense gratification means increasing the duration of material existence of living entity. Therefore, this lust is a symbol of ignorance by which the living entity is kept within the material world. So Prabhupada says, somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, how one can see his moving, advancing in Krishna consciousness in the spiritual path. We can may so we are big devotee, this devotee. But there is no need to give certificate. You see your heart, what is happening in your heart. So we can judge where we stand. So that introspection is very much required. Are we really becoming little detached? Like we can see little attachment towards we are hearing about Chanchalpati Prabhu's class. Deer, you have to come down as a deer. So while one enjoys sense gratification, it may be that there is some feeling of happiness, but actually the so-called happiness is ultimate enemy of sense enjoy. So So the whole Vedic civilization was geared up so that we can become gradually detached to the sense gratification. And as Srila Prabhupada says, we can become only detached by developing the higher taste, attachment towards Krishna, attachment with the holy name, attachment to the devotional activities, and attraction towards the beautiful form of Radha Krishna, which should arise in the heart. And because otherwise even some knowledge also get covered. So we have to be very strict in following our rules and regulations. And here we see even the Gandharva Viśvāvasu, by just one glance, Vishwamit saw again and again. So much is given in that. Even that Srimad Bhagavatam even talks about even the ones who are not associated with a mother, sister, and the daughter in the isolated place. So bare minimum association, and gradually, slowly he come to the platform. He is completely detached and his mind is focused in Krishna. And has been the real beauty is Krishna. Now in the case we know, Narayan Rishi, when they were performing austerities, still they are performing austerities. So many of the devatas, the Kamadeva, he comes to allure. But while seeing that the beauty all emanating from the Lord's body, he get bewildered by that beauty. So the true beauty is the Lord's beauty. All the beauty emanates from him. So when we develop attachment towards Krishna, then we can come out from this false attachment towards this false beauty. And we have to bare minimum whatever is required, because na besainam athiyusitamacha hahantanta. So we are so fortunate that at least we got to know by mercy of Srila Prabhupada what is the right path and how we can come out by all our great acharyas. So we have to move on this path gradually, slowly. I'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai go Prem Nande Hari Hari Go.